question that I have is about how do you think, what do you think that works in your practice as a writing coach, from the perspective of expressing your emotions, experiencing emotional freedom through writing? What is it that works? How does it happen as well, according to your experience?
Yeah, thank you for that questions. Yeah, I think in life we've dwell with so many things. Sometimes we are in a very happy condition or situation, and also we oftenly have to face some realities, maybe something that is not uncomfortable for us, and also maybe things that trigger our dark emotion and everything. So from my experiences, I've been dealing with several of events that perhaps uh, give like a break heart for me personally. And at that time, I was actually having difficulties to release those kind of negative emotions because, yeah, back in the days, I was really kind of like a reserved person and quite difficult to be able to express my feelings to other people. And then that is why I like to do writing a lot. Mostly I write in my journals, and I started journaling when I was in my early years in elementary school. um, I think it is more easy for it's easier for me to express everything with writing things in a piece of papers, just to get um to like expressing the anxieties, the feeling of stress that got into me. And when I do journaling, and then after I finish doing my journaling and expressing everything, the feeling of ease, the feeling of uh the burden that I felt in my heart and then what goes in my mind is just like disappear. So ever since I knew the writing is the perfect, and then the right way for me to be able to just to tell what is the things and what is the problems that I'm facing. And then with journaling, I can try to like identify the things that become an issues, and then when I be able to identify them, and then I recognize what are the causes of the problems, and then that is why I find the right solutions to overcome this kind of challenges or difficulties. So
Yeah,
I think that,
thank you for that transparency. I think so many of us can find ourselves in your stories. I remember writing also in primary times,
uh-huh.
but most likely probably in high school.
Oh,
And then I found my true passion in poetry. So I think what I've learned from you is that what we should take into consideration is that those emotions in us which are stuck, they have a chance to be self-expressed through journaling, through creative writing, through poetry. But also, guys, what I want you to get out from it is that it takes practice. It actually took years, yeah, for
yes.
both of us to get it right. And now we both sort of getting feedback that, oh, you're writing this piece of work, or or this piece of your self-expression actually resonates with me. And I think this effect of resonating with others could be easily summarized under the law of mirroring. In Islam, we know that a believer is a mirror to another believer, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we are there to give each other advice about prayers, give each other advice about how you dress, how you eat. It's also about those very intricacies of your soul, of your emotions as well. So that's how important your work is, isn't it? Because you
Yes,
get to touch another person's life and through your writing open it to your potential client. Now, that's all good, but how to do it? How to
yeah.
tap into your creativity, Sister Eskarini? What can you advise?
Yes. Well, I think for creative writing, it is easier to do rather than you do like academic writing, right? For creative writing, I think it depends mostly on the way you express yourself, and then it depends on the goals that you want to achieve. For instance, like if I do gratitude journaling, it meant that I focus only on the things, the positive things that happens in my life. So although we face, for example, if we face, we can say, oh, today's not, I'm not really in a good mood, but there's something positive in it, and we try to be more grateful. So it depends on the goals of the writing or the goals of the journaling itself. So there are plenty of ways to do journaling, like I've mentioned before, like gratitude journaling, and then mindful journaling, and then goals journaling. So I think it is easy, it is more easier because you can like you can control the things that you want to achieve, or the things that is your goals. And then for creative writing, I think you can be, you can express yourself in any kinds of ways. So it's not only journaling, like you can do short story or you can do poetry. So when you choose whether one or three methods that I've mentioned before, for instance, if you choose to write poetry, just to express yourself in the ways that makes you feel comfortable. If you feel that I'm feeling so sad for today, I want to write about something that perhaps describing all of the broke-hearted that I felt for today, or the things that makes me feel upset. I just try to express it. I will try to write it down in a piece of paper in forms of a short story or in poetry. And I think, well, there are, if you write in your journal, it means that you have also you have also the control to like, I want to share this with people, I don't want to share it to other people. So it's just depend on yourself, your imagination and your creativity. Just pour everything up into a piece of paper, and then make sure that when you've done with your writing, when you're done with your poetry or your short story, make sure that it really helps you to heal. It really helps you to release all the negativity inside of you. So I think that we can do.
No, that's a great advice. Thank you for that. And what I particularly enjoyed listening is that you've mentioned write about your pain, write about your hurts, write about those moments that break your heart. Whatever form is it that you're going to take, adapt. Go back there, go to the pavement of uncomfortable. I call it pavement, I call it subconscious work. So for all of those of you who don't know, this is how I refer to subconscious work. I'm sorry, guys. This is my idea of dealing with it. It's not out there in any theories. So that indeed we do experience those negative emotions, negative experiences, and they hurt us. And for some of you out there, it will be easy to tap into your creativity from the low points in your life, from the low points of your memories. And there is a beautiful poetry, beautiful journaling, and sometimes even pieces of art, including paintings, right? Any type of art really that can come out from it. But what I want to talk about is how to write for gratitude, how to write from the point or inside of you that is happy. Because I find it a challenge, you know, when everything is hunky-dory, we don't tend to contemplate. Yet as Muslims, right, as a people of faith, we have been warned, we have been advised by Quran itself, this Quran, those signs on this earth, those signs in this Quran about this earth experience are for people who can contemplate, and glad tidings for those who are grateful and patient. this is difficult, isn't it? I find it very difficult even for myself to tap into your happy points, to tap into even your spirituality and then, you know, express it. Don't you think, Sister Askarani?
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. But yeah, sometimes people said that it is easier for you to write a poetry when you feel sad.
Yeah.
Because there's so many emotion that you can express in those poetry, and then it's kind of like a little bit difficult to express happiness when you're in a happy mood. For example, if today you have this wonderful events and then things that makes you so happy, you tend to get like overwhelmed with those kind of happiness. So like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm just feeling happy, and then for the rest of the day you just completely like, I just feel happy, but I don't really have time to write what is the thing that makes me happy sometimes. But when you feel down or you feel sad or depressed, it's so much easier for you to express those kind of like dark emotions and everything. I think bottom line is like you've mentioned before, everything takes practice.
Yeah.
But particularly for writing in a happy, or if you write a gratitude journaling, for instance, I think all you have to do is just try to find little things that perhaps it is not, maybe you consider it not as important as it is. For example, the presence of your family, or your mom, your dad, or your sister, or your siblings, or anything. In general, we take that for granted, and we don't feel grateful for that. But sometimes we forget about how important they are in our lives. But I think when you want to like, how do you express yourself, how do you write happy journaling or gratitude journaling, I think try to take some points or something in your life that you've taken for granted. For instance, like I've mentioned, your family, you have a house, you have plenty of food in the refrigerator, or maybe your pets, like, yeah, like your cats, perhaps, things that makes you happy, little things that makes you happy. If you be able to feel grateful for those little things, I think when you dealing with a very a happy situation or everything, it is easier for you to express it in a larger scale. So I think the point is just to practice as much as you can. Try to express everything when you feel happy, when you feel sad, when you feel that you feel that I feel confused for today or everything. So it becomes a habit for you, and then it is easier for you to just express everything in any kinds of situation, whether it is bad or whether it is a good situation. I think it's that.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful way of summarizing this webinar. Thank you. So
Yeah.
so work with me, please. So we've spoken about the fact that emotions can be expressed through journaling, through poetry, through any type of creative writing, including maybe writing stories. But also we spoke about different types of emotions, like we have negative and we have positive, and sometimes it's easier to tap into negative emotions and express them than going into those spiritual and positive emotions, such as, you know, hamd, such as shukr, gratitude, and happiness, and sometimes even enlightenment. But at the same time, should we practice and find our style, surely there will be a beautiful art, beautiful creativity shining through that. Am I getting it right?
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. I completely agree with you.